Hello everyone, welcome to Get My Class. Let's solve this question here. It says match the following, and they have mentioned about scientists on in one column, and the second column they have mentioned the various years. So A says Alfred Hershey and Martha Chase. B says Frederick Griffith. C is Matthew Michelson and Franklin Stahl. D is Watson and Crick. And the year they have mentioned 1958, 1953, 1928, and 1952. And here below, they have given the various options, that is A, B, C, D, with different matches. So what we are supposed to do? We are supposed to match them and choose the correct option from here. So of course, as you can see that they have mentioned the scientist's name as well as the years here, right? So what does it mean? Of course, they have given certain years during which these people have, proposed something or have discovered something, or they have done some great contribution, right? So let us see. The first one says, that is the A one says, Alfred Hershey and Martha Chase. So usually we know this as, or we know them as Hershey and Chase. So they both are famous for the experiment which is called as Hershey and Chase experiment, right? So this experiment was done in the year 1952, which actually proved that actually they said that the nature of the genetic material is nothing but DNA. Yes, they made use of E. coli cells and phage. Okay, and then further they have conducted certain radioactivity tests where they proved that the transforming principle or the genetic material is DNA. Okay, so that was in the year 1952. So let us write. So A is fourth one, that is 1952. The second one, the B one, says Frederick Griffith, and we all know his greatest experiment, which we call it as Griffith's experiment, right? What do we call it as? Griffith's experiment. And he was the first person who actually, further worked on Mendel's factors. What Mendel said, that factors are responsible for transmission of the characteristics, but Griffith was the person who said that the factors are nothing but the genetic material. Okay, genetic material. But he did not know what was the nature of genetic material, whether the genetic material was protein or lipid or RNA or DNA. He did not know that what is the nature of genetic material, but he said that the genetic material is, it is responsible for the transformation of the bacteria here, which he used in his experiment. See, he conducted his experiments on pneumococcal bacteria, where he used R strain and S strain. Okay, R strain and S strain. And these strains he injected into mice, and then he saw that R strain was actually not virulent, whereas S strain was virulent. But later he found that the S strain was capable of transforming R strain into S strain. Okay, even though it was heat killed, even though S strain was heat killed, still R strain got converted into S strain. So this transformation, he said that the reason for this transformation is the genetic material. Okay, but then he did not know what was the nature of genetic material, and this experiment was conducted in the year 1928. And after this experiment was further, carried on by Hershey and Chase, and they proved that the genetic material is nothing but the DNA. Okay, so Griffith's experiment, you can write Frederick Griffith as in which year? 1928, where he said that the genetic material is responsible for the transformation of the information. Okay, now, so that is the third one. Now let us see the C1, that is Matthew Michelson and Franklin Stahl. And we all know about Michelson and Stahl's experiment. Am I right? Michelson and Stahl's experiment. These are the short ways we remember various experiments. So this experiment, we all know that this was done to prove or to look for the mode of replication of the DNA. So they proved that the DNA replicates by a mode which is called as semi-conservative mode, right? Semi-conservative mode. Okay, and this was discovered in the year 1958. Which year? 1958. So let us write down Matthew, Michelson, and Franklin Stahl. So that will go with 1. And the fourth one, that is the D one, it says Watson and Crick. And you all would have seen the picture where Watson and Crick are sitting, keeping their DNA model in between them, right? So if you open your textbook and see, you could see that Watson is on one side, the other side Crick, and in between them they have kept their famous model, that is the structure of the DNA. So they propose the structure of DNA, the double helical structure of DNA. Okay? And this was done in the year 1953. So everything, all these experiments and discoveries and proposition was done during 1990s. Okay, so you can say that Watson and Crick, you can match it up with 1953. Okay, so this is nothing but which one? This is the second option. So that is A is 4, B is 3, C is 1, D is 2. So let us see. Option A says A is 2, B is 3, C is 1, D is 4, which is incorrect because A is not 2 and yeah, even D is not 4. Hence it is incorrect. Option B says A is 4, which is correct. B is 2, which is incorrect. So here itself we can just cross it out. Option C says A is 4, correct. B is 3, C is 1, D is 2. That is absolutely right. Option D says A is 2, B is 2 again, which is totally incorrect. So what is the correct answer? The correct answer is option C. So I hope you understood the explanation. Thank you, everyone.